First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Detroit Lions. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And Goff going to look to throw right away. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Boy, an aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate. But that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Well, Brand, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
After the interception, here's Goff. Goes with the out route and completes it to Swift. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. This defense for the Saints, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. Got a man complete to Miller. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. To throw is Goff. It's Miller, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Throwing again is Goff. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. The Lions are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate. The always tough NFL.
Going deep this time for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing on third. Goff. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Throwing again on second down. Winston. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 45 yards on the ground for him so far.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
Here's Kamara trying to run for him. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Saints take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Goff. Going up top for Miller. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone. He's got a man, complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hardy. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's going to get this down near the 25. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
Here's Winston completing a quick throw out wide. No gain on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. To throw, Winston. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Saints have moved out in front. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7 as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. Going deep this time for Miller. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. With a 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start with a give to Kamara, and he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Winston's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Jameis now on 1st down. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. Touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season as they have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think can absorb that contact.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
Hey, lift! 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 Lift!
Out of the gun. Gone. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. To the air again. Goff. Complete. This is Mitchell. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Meanwhile, and he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Winston now to throw on first down.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
First down, Saints.
Winston now. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jameis to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is caught inside the 5. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Kamara trying again. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
The Lions take over first down at their own 21.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
The final shot before break here. Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown.
Out for the PAT here slowly.
He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you?
And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Cross throw taken in by Miller. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And we've seen him have success early on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Marcus May with a pick. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the third quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick six.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the...
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Following the interception, Winston. He completes it to Olave. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Play action now, Winston. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage, completion-wise, way up. Not that time. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
After the interception, here's Goff. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. From the gun, here's Goff. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Throwing on third, gone. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And some room to run now. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 128 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he's a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now Winston. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Saints have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Lions take over 1st and 10. Their own 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Super 66.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. Going up top for Miller. And now here's another interception. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A quick throw into the hands of Hardy. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Lions are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. That pass is caught by Hardy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw caught by Olave. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are right back in this football game. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off. When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw, gone. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. so the false start will back them up 5. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Here's Goff. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Looking to throw again on second down. Goff. And now here's another interception. Marcus May with a pick. And some space here. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick six.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick sixes, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
From his end zone, Wilson. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us?
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On the counter, here's Kamara. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Throwing on second and long. Goff. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, lift! Lift! Here we go. 76! 76! Listen. Hey, let's go. Go, Brown!
Gone. Going deep this time for Miller. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah,
then with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
157 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Lions 28. Bill Lutz to kick off 41.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been.
He's got a man complete.
And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35.
A big play there for Detroit. 51 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. To throw is gone.
And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. To throw again on second down. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Winston here to throw. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And they'll indeed take a knee. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest. They kind of performed.